Gary Vaynerchuk believes that nothing happens overnight and that you need to put in the actual time and effort to win. It took him 30 years before anyone saw his success. From age 15 to 30, he was just building businesses. And all those people you call an overnight success, they often have the exact same story as Gary. So in this video, we'll look at my take on Gary's advice on how to become an overnight success. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, bet on your strengths.
To be great, I think you have to fight. And I very much think that my success is a product of some level of skill, but I do think I win because I outwork people. I really do believe that. I do believe that 100%. And I'm not sure that if my dad didn't set that example, that I'd even have the ability to think one could work that hard. The fact that I've been working 19 hours a day, every day for the last 20 years is easy for me. It's the only gear I knew, right? I was poor, I sucked at school. It was the only gear I had. You know, I think you need to recognize that, that your biggest advantage is that you're hungrier than your competitor. And that if you're not applying your one advantage, which is your work ethic and the hours that you have to put into your business, well then you're gonna come up short. And so I would tell people to bet on their strengths. You need to bet on your strengths and don't give a f about what you suck at. And to put themselves in a position to win with their strengths, because that is absolutely the straightest line to success. Greatness comes from adversity and looking the challenge in the eye and having the intestinal fortitude to kind of to step up and go after it.
Rule number 2, go all in on you.
You just can't fake who you are. You can't manufacture it. You can't want it. So many people in here want to be business coaches and they've never built a business. I'm worried about people that are following the current trend instead of following the only thing that they actually are. That's why it's working for me, because I haven't wavered regardless of what you guys gave a f about. And guess what? Entrepreneurship's not gonna be cool one day soon too. And let me promise you the quickest way to win. And I don't mean money, I mean win. Playing in a way that feels right to you before it feels right to anybody else around you. And I promise you that the majority of you are not. Who do we cherish and who do we put on pedestal? The people that from the get punted everything else and went full-pledged themselves. When you are all in on your, and we now live in a world where the internet creates niche communities around everything you could ever imagine, that is an unbelievable blessing to all of us that our grandparents didn't have an opportunity in. Most of you are chasing money and you're gonna lose. I hope you think about what are you good at, or what's the truest essence of who you are, because those are the only two things that create the upside that people chase. The people that hustle the most are the happiest, not the saddest. And the reason I push hustle so much is because it feels like the most controllable thing to change the outcome of what disappoints you.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
I really think mindset is everything. And so you've got to really decide, are you going to be positive about things or negative about things? We are strong as shit. We're really strong. We're just being sold that we're not because there's a lot of money. The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much.
Rule number 3, hustle.
The fire I see in the eyes of a 19, 20, 25-year-old that feels that they're entitled to this, and then on the flip side, the diminishing just a little bit of ashes with a little smoke left of that same entrepreneur when they were 22, at 46, when practicality and family dynamics and the history and the market tearing down and the lack of that same opportunity has just dwindled down to a moment where they don't believe that they've got that shot. And I'm here to tell you, you absolutely do. I mean, there are absolutely a ton of entrepreneurs that started their companies in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s when it was difficult to do such a thing. Sidney Frank, who created Grey Goose, didn't invent his big thing until in the 70s. And so I'm desperate to give you the springboard to say, you know what? Instead of watching House of Cards seasons, instead of trying to, go to ball games or things of that nature, yeah, I do have 7 p.m. till 2 in the morning, Monday through Friday. For a lot of you, the kids are out of the house. I mean, let's get into practicality for the late 40s, 50s, 60-year-olds that are watching this right now. The kids are out of the house. Like, yeah, you could pick up golf, or you could finally start that candle company because you put pretty pictures of candles on Instagram and it happens. Learn the craft. Figure out the opportunity at hand. Go attack it. You only live once. When you're 90 to 100 years old and you're regretting that you never built this business and you let this era pass, this moment, where there's so much entrepreneurial upside, you'll regret it, and regret is the worst.
Rule number 4, have self-awareness.
Self-awareness. I want to deliver on this message so much. I would create a test or a drug that allowed people to become self-aware. One potion inject, not hustle, not smart, self-awareness. I don't fear being self-aware. I know I suck at a lot of stuff. I think everybody lies to themselves. Some people are meant to be B and C players. And I'm pissed that the narrative now is that you need to be a number one and have your company, because a lot of people are gonna lose or leave money on the table because that's just the narrative. I'm such a positive guy. I struggle to think about the things I'm bad at, but self-awareness requires understanding both and then choosing which path you want to go through. I'm a big fan of going all in on your strengths and don't give a about what you suck at. Self-awareness isn't only just betting on your strengths, it's accepting all your shortcomings. Let me tell you one thing, what works for me does not necessarily work for you. I think being at peace with yourself and your skill set is such an important part of this. Too many people try to be like me because it's sizzly and it's sexy and people want to be charismatic and on stage. So many of you do so many things better than I do. You can look at how people roll and it's great to admire and things of that nature, but it's so important to stick to your DNA. Try to get to a place where you understand yourself and understand what your strengths are. You've got to find your self-awareness. All your shortcomings are there for a reason. They're there to also allow you to be great. Deep in your brain, deep in your heart, you actually accept all those shortcomings is the second your life goes on the offense. I worry that people don't tap into their strengths. You have to audit who you actually are, because then you're not going to yourself. You're going to storytell yourself, you're going to motivate yourself, but you're not going to yourself. And once you believe that, either for yourself or someone else told you, go directly, all chips, all into that. But we've all got something, and you just need to accept what's yours and go in on that. Then you've got a starting point to success.
And rule number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is don't have regrets.
The biggest poison in us is regret. It's poison. And I push so hard, and will, through my vehicle, which isn't meditation, which isn't health and wellness, which isn't nonprofit. My vehicle is business. I can't help it. It's what I love. I love building businesses. I love competing with you. I want to beat you. I love that game. But through that vehicle, I will always push a lack of regret and awareness to how good it really is. You're more than welcome to tell me about how bad it is or why you can't, because or what, but it's just not true. Because if anybody ever did it, then you can too. Stop making excuses. Stop complaining. Nobody's listening. They may pretend they're listening. The market doesn't care. What you need to do is make one person happy, you. Then you can make everybody else happy. You know why I like making people happy? Because I'm already happy. And so I implore you to take this last little rant and really look at your face and understand, are you doing the things that are putting you in a position to succeed? Not just in a business world, but in life. Because it's super important, because boy, when you're happy in life, your business can roll. And so I'm just trying to figure it out. And I've been trying to figure it out in front of you for the last 7-8 years, trying to figure out the unlocks, EQ, IQ, self-awareness, hustle. I don't know what they are. You know why? Because like I told my man, it's 330 different unlocks. And so I'll go to all of them. They're all tried and true. And one might hit you. Yeah, it was hard work because I'm actually lazy. I talk a good game, but I'm full of or it might be something else, but one. And so You decided to sit? You're into this, right? It's good, right? This is some good. You're gonna remember this?
I do.
Good. One life. One life, my friends, one time. And honestly, I'll leave you with this because a lot of you need it. How you make your money is more important than how much you make.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Gary on being willing to go backwards that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching the video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1. What regret will you have if you don't start taking action on today? Number 2, what does going all in on you look like for you? And number 3, what are the 3 strengths you have that you need to start betting on?
We're fancy. It's not that you can't, it's that you're not willing to give up for a better life. You're not willing to go backwards. You're not willing to make yourself dramatically happier to move out of your home and downsize and go into a different neighborhood. You're not willing to go backwards. That to me is fascinating. The fact that things, whether home, car, watch, clothes, going out, is holding people back from a substantially happier life is fascinating to me and something that we need to debate. Because at the end of the day, that one at bat is all we've got. And so if I can absolutely push you one tangible item, I see some people have pads and pens, and I'm fascinated by that. Go, ready? Go to a retirement home, spend time, collect data, realize regret is the worst, and do something about it. Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want to know Gary's top 5 secrets for success, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.